Bleh! Bleh! Welcome to another episode of A Better Podcast with Kenny and Jeff. Bleh! Bleh! Filling in for Kenny, I am Dracula. Bleh!
If you made me wait for this.
I wasn't done.
Oh, keep going then.
Nope, it's ruined now.
Good. I'm glad.
It's the spirit of Halloween, Jeff, and I felt the need to include a famous monster in our show.
A famous monster.
A famous monster.
As opposed to the usual monsters in our show.
Yep.
Mostly the unfamous ones. But still terrifying.
And in the spirit of Halloween, I am wearing my Batman mask right now.
Oh, very nice. Is that supposed to be like Dracula too?
Nope, I'm Batman.
I see.
Yep.
You're under the false pretense that you were Batman, which is weird because I am Batman.
You're not Batman. I'm clearly Batman. I'm wearing the mask.
I am Batman.
No, you're not. I'm Batman.
Kenny, I am Batman.
Who had a dream they were Batman? This guy. I did actually have a dream I was Batman. It was a very...
I had a dream. It was the Dark Knight.
It was weird, like...
That was the first draft of the speech, and then they...
and then he's like, what the hell's Batman?
Well, Batman was around then.
No, I mean the speechwriters. What the hell's Batman? I know, they probably didn't know what Batman was.
They knew who Batman was. He was already a cultural phenomenon.
I am well aware. I'm just saying they probably weren't comic book readers.
Well, you know, when did MLK die?
In 1968, I believe.
It's your year of...
And I know Batman, I think, was published in 1939.
I Have a Dream speech. 63. So I Have a Dream...
64.
I Have a Dream predated Batman 66. So there's that. You got that going for you in your theory. But
yep.
you know what I'm saying? Batman's popular culture for quite some time.
I'm just saying they weren't avid comic book readers. That's the point I was making.
I don't think you're really making a point.
Yes, I was. I just made one.
Just made one. I did it.
Yep. But in that dream I had, I was fighting the Joker, but he was leaving Riddler clues.
Your dream is flawed and invalid.
And I thought about it. I'm like, well, that doesn't make sense. But at the same time, it's the Joker. I wouldn't be surprised if he had, attempted at some point to adopt some other villain's tactics just to confuse the shit out of Batman. I'm not saying it would, they would write that in. I'm just saying, with the type of person the Joker is, I wouldn't be surprised.
Love how this podcast has started up. It's just a straight up argument. No, we're just
it's just like our real life.
No, we're just irritated with each other.
I'm not irritated with you.
Oh, well, this is awkward.
Yeah, wow, way to go.
Yeah,
I guess that's where we ended then.
I'm sticking with my guns in this. I decided.
Of course.
I'm not backing out.
Well, good, don't.
Good, I won't.
Good. So I thought we would get this out of the way quickly.
Okay.
Since it's Trump-related news.
We are such good liars.
But no, I never said. In the last episode, I didn't say we were going to stop talking about him. I said we were going to try not to. But I had to talk about this because it was funny.
Okay.
Actually, two things. The first thing is apparently near my work yesterday, like a block and a half away, there was a Trump rally, and Trump was there. And I'm like, damn it! If I knew about that, I could have punched him.
New Hampshire is a battleground state.
Usually, I don't think it usually is, but I feel like this time it actually is. I feel like most of the time it swings red. But yeah, there were a lot of Trump supporters out there with some very dumb signs. And one of the people had they made some kind of really bad looking scarecrow thing where they had like Hillary's head on a stick and like a jumpsuit.
I see.
And they had a spoof of the Black Lives Matter signs with Her Lies Matter. And other things about her going to jail and so on and so forth.
Yes.
And they had signs like "You honk if you support Trump" and things like that.
She should go to jail for the crimes that she didn't commit because after almost a full year of federal investigation, we found nothing. Nothing was found.
And the best part is like there was this thing yesterday for like a hot minute. People were like, "Oh my God, they found more emails!" Blah blah blah. But it turns out that the emails they found that were connected to Clinton weren't sent from any computer she had, and were sent from her, and had to do with the Anthony Weiner investigation. But of course, Trump talked about it because, obvious reasons.
She belongs in jail.
Sure.
FBI. Bruh.
But yeah, I had no idea that was going on until I was driving down the big main street, Elm Street, in this fair city of Manchester. And then I saw a bunch of people outside. At first, I thought it was just a bunch of weird people gathering. I didn't realize that there was an actual rally going on. But yeah, so I thought that was a little humorous because they look exactly like I thought they would. The other thing
scared, angry white folk.
Pretty much. That's pretty much what that's the majority in this fucking state.
Yeah, scared, angry white folk.
Mm-hmm. But the thing I really wanted to talk about, so we all know, especially based in the few debates that have happened between the two.
Yes.
Voter fraud is a big thing that Trump likes to throw out there.
The Republicans have been trying to throw out there for like years now. Like they're passing their gerrymandering laws and things like that under the idea that it'll stop voter fraud, which isn't really a problem. And
I have to say this though, after reading this recent news article, it turns out they're right. Voter fraud is a problem because there was a woman arrested in Des Moines, Iowa, suspected of voter fraud. However, she's a Trump supporter.
Oh, womp, womp, womp. This is awkward.
She is a resident of Des Moines and allegedly cast 2 votes in the general election. Once on October 4th, at the Polk County Election Office, and then again on October 21st at a satellite voting site in Des Moines.
But Kenny, if she can get away with it, that means that anybody could do it. Voter fraud is real.
But she didn't get away with it. That's the best part.
Yeah, that's true.
So we'll have to amend that statistic. In the last billion votes, there have been 33 cases of voter fraud.
Shit. I hate people.
Apparently, according to this article, which I will link in the description, she told Iowa Public Radio on Saturday. So according to this, it would be actually today. Oh, told that today. She said that her plan to vote twice was not premeditated, but she did it because she was worried that her first vote for Trump was going to be changed to one for Hillary.
Huh?
She thought that because, of course, according to her, she voted twice because the polls were rigged.
Oh.
So she was worried that the first vote she cast on the 4th, that vote was going to get changed to Hillary because voter fraud and rigging polls. So she's like, fuck, I need to vote again to make sure that Trump gets my vote. And in the course was arrested for voter fraud. She was released on $5,000 bond and could face up to 5 years in prison.
Good. Go to prison. Go to prison.
If
only she could actually get arrested for being stupid.
that dude, like half the population would be in jail.
I know, but they already are. Hey! Oh!
No. Only a quarter of the population is in jail.
Oh, sad facts.
Wow, that hurts actually.
Yeah, now that you said it out loud.
Yeah, now that it's out there and in the open. Oh.
Don't you understand that words hurt?
I do now. Is that what I've been doing to people?
Oh God, I belong in here with the rest of a quarter of the population. Fuck.
Shit. Well, most of them are non-violent. They're just in there for drug offenses. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I read that today, and I had to laugh so hard. It's like, maybe she's really lying, and her actual motivation was to prove Trump right with the voter fraud allegations.
Or maybe she's just a hypocritical Trump voter because that's just what they're used to.
I do believe her though when she said it was a spur of the moment thing, because I don't think she's smart enough to premeditate something like this.
No, she's probably just like, oh, I'm going to vote for him twice. I want to make sure he gets in. Not realizing how hypocritical that statement is.
And according to the Polk County Auditor, Jamie Fitzgerald, it's the first case that they can think of happening in 12 years. It's
so easy to catch someone doing it.
I know, right? I don't. Did they just not assume that they read the names or register the names of the people who've sent ballots in
It's like,
Like,
hey, listen.
and
Maybe she's just really forgetful, and she forgot she'd already voted for Trump.
maybe she's just trying to lie so she doesn't look too stupid. But then just using an equally stupid lie.
Yeah.
But I love that, like, because I was listening to an NPR piece about the safety of elections to ensure that there's no fraud, there's no voter change, anything like that. And the system that they showed is the one that most states use, and the one they were showing one actually in Contra Costa County. But essentially, what they do is they get all the ballots and they feed them into a machine that reads the votes.
Yeah.
So they don't change anything because the machine reads a code. It's something with the way that the ballots are set up, and then the way they're voted on. The ballot the machine will read the way that it's set up, and that's how it determines who gets the vote. So you wouldn't really be able to change it without invalidating the ballots.
Yeah.
And then if it doesn't read it for whatever reason, they will hand read the ballot. So that's I think they said like 34 out of 50 states use that. And then they show one in Philadelphia, which is one of the few states that doesn't use it. And it's essentially this giant cartridge system that the only way that you could hack the machine was to take out the cartridge and replace it with your own.
Yeah, so, these machines aren't like hooked up to the internet or something like that too. Like you have to actually physically go to them to hack them.
Exactly.
You have to be there, open the damn machine up, and hack them.
Exactly. And the downside with the Philadelphia system is that if that cartridge gets damaged somehow, there's no real backup they have, so they have to essentially do the election over again. But at the same time, like I said, it's pretty much impossible to hack unless you just somehow no one notices you changing this cartridge out. So it's a pretty foolproof system. The only downside is, like I said, it doesn't have a backup.
Yeah.
But and like I said, most states don't even use it. They use the system that they showed that California was using. So yeah, voter fraud is pretty fucking hard to actually get away with, as this article shows us. This woman voted like what, 2 weeks, 3 weeks apart. 2 weeks apart, I believe, and still got caught. So it's not like she tried to cast them on the same day, and that's how they caught her. This was a very large amount of time between her votes.
Oh well.
And I just love this too. Like, I don't know if I necessarily believe the idea of premeditated vote, that there was no premeditation, because she went to 2 separate voting areas to do this.
Yeah, she didn't go back to the same one.
Yeah, I could see her argument making sense if she went back to the same one, but no, she went to 2 separate ones. On two days that were 2 weeks apart. So God bless America and our voting system that apparently is very hard to hack.
It works, guys. Don't be afraid. It works. Okay, it just fucking does.
I did see there's someone
we can officially call that statistic of like what, 33 in a billion.
It's now 33. She was the 33rd.
33 in a billion as effective.
Like someone I was following on Twitter was having this exchange with someone, and they're talking about like the safety of the election and the validity and stuff, and it's like his one of his arguments was that one case of voter fraud is one too many, and I'm like, dude, you're not going to find that in the history of time. Like, I guarantee you, if you could somehow look at every election that's ever taken place, you're going to find at least one case of voter fraud in that system. There may be elections in that system that didn't have voter fraud, but in that system there's going to be at least one case of voter fraud, because sometimes people they're worried about their candidate not getting elected. They think the other side is just too evil or whatever, like they have with this election. They're going to try and cheat the system, and sometimes they get away with it. Like they have actually 32 times they've gotten away with it. I don't know if they've gotten away with it really, but 33 times it's been attempted in a billion. So obviously, yes, it does happen, but it's so few and far between.
Yeah.
No, you're not going to find the perfect system, because the system is run by people, and people are run by emotions. So the emotions get the best of them sometimes, and they do stupid shit like that. So you're not going to find a system that is 100% foolproof. But I'll take the 99.9 repeating % accuracy and success our system has.
It'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm not worried. The only thing I'm worried about is when Trump loses. What's going to happen? I figure either there's going to be a murmur for a couple days, and then it'll die down, and we'll go business as usual.
Yeah.
Or there's gonna be some of his supporters are gonna flip their shit, and some awful things are about to happen.
Undoubtedly.
Yeah, so I thought that was funny, and I thought that was that was a worthy discussion piece to prove that I got to hand it to him. Trump was right on this one. Voter fraud happens. It makes me feel good. And speaking of awful things, I didn't know if you wanted to speak a little. If we wanted to speak a little bit about the Clive Bundy and gang trial that occurred.
You know more about this than I do. We talked about, but I know that I what I know is these guys stole, they actually stood occupied federal land, threatened to hurt anybody that came into their now occupied space.
And they were there for 3 weeks, I think.
Stole a government vehicle, and
admittedly too.
And we're heavily armed.
Oh, yeah.
And we're set up there for we're prepared to set up there for a long time
not really. I mean, they forgot the essential food.
Well, people were sending them food. Also, they were sending them dildos.
And then there was this thing I saw on the internet where people
Stop sending dildos.
Where people were trying to get enough money to send them just boxes and boxes of gummy dicks.
Yeah, you can send someone a bag of dicks.
You really can't. They sent them so many.
Yeah. So basically, they did all this stuff, heavily armed white dudes, and they just got off scot-free. They were acquitted of all charges.
Yes, all charges.
All charges.
Now, to be fair, there was one Asian in the group.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
And I think there was a woman too.
That's the whitest of the minorities. Let's face it, guys. Am I right? Am I right? Everybody. Oh,
I don't actually know if he was full Asian.
Okay.
Well, no.
Let's just back away from this.
No. If he's not full Asian, I don't want to say he is, and if he is, I don't want to say he is. So I think he was, but they never really said otherwise. So I'm just going to assume he is. And I think there was one woman in the group too. But yeah, from what I've heard from various news media outlets, the charges that they were being brought against him was a conspiracy charge, which is in some cases difficult to prove to a degree. And I think part of the reason they were acquitted because the way the defense argued it was, well, it's you can't really determine it was a conspiracy case because they didn't go there during business hours. They went there on the weekend when no one was there, so they didn't actually point a gun at anybody and stuff like that. And
doesn't fucking matter.
Oh, I agree it doesn't. And in terms of the federal vehicle that they admittedly stole, the argument was, well, they were going to bring it back, but the guy who stole it was arrested before he could.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah. That's fine.
Sure, yeah, no, that works out. I can see. Yep, I see where you're going with that. I see the logic there.
I'm so fucking mad about this.
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous. So and from what because I listened to this most on NPR, what people were saying was that part of the problem was that the prosecutors didn't really fight those defenses very well. So
who did we get to prosecute this case?
I don't know. I mean, it's also an opinion. I mean, I didn't actually hear transcripts or see what was happening. So, the person who was giving that opinion could think that they didn't, but they really did do a great job. They just, for whatever reason, couldn't convict the jury of white people. Because that's also a factor. I mean,
was the jury all white folk?
Yep.
Good.
I'm probably going to alienate some listeners, Stephanie. But I do in some cases have issue with the privilege argument, but in this case, I'm pretty sure this is just pure white privilege. Like, there's no way that you can admit to taking a car, go into a government facility armed, and then get away scot-free.
I couldn't do that. I'm white. I'm as white as they come. I don't understand. Like, who the fuck gets away with that?
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. It's also part of the country they're into, and the people that were on the jury. I guarantee you, if you were on that jury and you'd done the same thing, you would have gotten off too. But there was one of the NPR anchors was interviewing one of the people that was acquitted. I think her name is Sharon. I don't know. But she cited the Constitution as part of her defense, saying that the Constitution says the government can't own land. in some manner. I think it's large amounts of land or something like that. But the problem with that argument was for years and years and years. What did they say? Judicially, that argument has been deemed wrong,
Invalid,
and has been interpreted that the Constitution doesn't actually say that in the article she's quoting.
Yes.
But she's an idiot and doesn't, can't read.
Apparently, she's not an idiot because they didn't get arrested or something. They didn't.
Well, I don't know if that's the argument they use, but that's the argument she's using as to why what they were doing was legal. I'm going to assume that the lawyers they had were semi-competent and wouldn't have used such a stupid argument. But I have no idea. Like I said, I wasn't there. But my favorite thing about that interview she did with NPR was when they asked her, like, what did you think? What did you feel when you heard the jury, read their verdict? And she's like, oh, it was a miracle. I'm like, no, you can't think it's a miracle if you think you're going there right. If you you only think it's a miracle if you knew what you're doing was wrong.
Seems like an abortion of justice, but whatever, it's fine. Yeah. Do you think?
No, because if you go in there and you think you're right, and you think what you're doing is correct, and then you're acquitted, you don't think it's a miracle. You think justice was upheld and the right verdict came out. You go in there and you think it's a miracle that you were acquitted. You knew you fucked up, and you were hoping that somehow you didn't get in trouble for it.
You fucked up. You done fucked up.
Now you fucked up
now.
Now you fucked up. Now you fucked up. You're fucked up now. So I heard that, and I'm like, she doesn't even believe her own bullshit. But then again, I don't think any of them do.
No, the real problem with all this, though, is that right now we've got the North Dakota pipeline protest going on, with no weapons involved.
Oh, before we go into that, do you know how the whole Clive Bundy thing started?
It was about the government, this guy was feeding his cattle on government-owned land for years and years and years.
Oh no, I'm not the Clive Bundy. The whole takeover of the building in Oregon that this whole thing was about.
No.
Essentially, what it was.
Probably not.
This is just so dumb. There were two farmers that were convicted of arson by the government because they burned some acreage of a large acreage of public land.
Okay.
They were arrested and they served their time. And then the government deemed that the sentence that they served did not meet the minimum, which I don't think it actually did. I think they were sentenced to fewer years than they were supposed to be. Mm-hmm. So they were sent back to jail. And that's when the whole takeover of the building in Oregon took over. The funny thing about that is the two farmers that were again sent back to jail accepted their sentence when they were sent back to jail. So they weren't even, like, as far as I know, they weren't even, I'm assuming they were supporting them because obvious reasons. But when they went back to jail, they weren't fighting it. They went back to jail peacefully. Which makes this whole thing make even less sense than it already does.
It didn't really just make any fucking sense.
But yes, the South Dakota Alaska pipeline, oil pipeline, excuse me. So that's such a that makes me so sad. The whole situation, the whole scenario, like.
Well, the Native Americans who are protesting have a genuine beef. I feel.
Oh no, absolutely.
They got beef, and then so instead. But because I guess they should have brought guns is the thing. Because the reason why this didn't happen to the Bundy situation is because those dudes had automatic weapons. I guess the moral story is if you bring guns to a peaceful protest.
I think also what the part of the problem is in the Bundy situation they were fighting the government directly. In this situation, the Indians are protesting against a company.
Yeah.
A private company, and we can't have that.
But they're getting maced and pepper sprayed.
They're getting the shit kicked out of them.
And I just read this article, but I can't verify if it's true or not. But I was just reading this article.
I'm gonna say probably is
about the medics that were there.
Oh, I think I heard about
help
that.
out. They were getting also shot and arrested by police.
I did hear about that. There was a reporter, Amy Goodman, who I believe is the editor-in-chief, or at least one of the top brass at Democracy Now!, which is a news organization on the internet. She was just doing her job as a journalist, walking around with her cameraman that has a camera with a big old Democracy Now! Label on it.
Yeah.
And she was arrested for riot charges.
These guys, they shot me in the back while I was treating patients. He said of beanbag shot fired by the police.
And there's pictures of people who got shot with rubber bullets and beanbags in the face. And
Yeah.
it's hideous.
Medics were at the front line to move their car as police advanced. 2 medics were sitting on the trunk. The police approached and hit them both with batons, knocking them to the ground. Water protectors helped those medics before law enforcement can grab them. So, like, the protesters grabbed the medics before the... in the meantime, police surrounded the clearly labeled car, big red cross on the hood, as well as all medic personnel, and grabbed the driver, one medic, while the car was in motion. The other medic was in the front of the car, nearly hit by the car as the police took out the driver medic. This is a clear safety risk that the police caused. Both these medics were arrested. God damn.
That's one of the biggest problems I have with this whole situation. Even outside of the horrible things that are happening to the Native American protesters, even outside of the things like reporters getting arrested for being reporters and journalists, the argument that the protesters are making is that with the way the pipeline is going, the direction it's going to be built in, has a chance to affect the drinking water that they have, because they use the local river, as a water source, and there's a potential that the pipeline could burst and poison the water. Mm-hmm. And they also saying that the pipeline is going to go through sacred, I don't know if they're burial lands, but they're sacred Native American lands. And here's the problem I have.
It's going to go straight through their lands.
As a company, you could make the argument, no, these are safe pipes. They're made of the strongest material we can. They're regularly safety checked. We're going to ensure that they don't burst. If there's any problems, we're going to take care of them immediately. Sure, you can make that argument and say that the pipes aren't going to be a problem. But if a group of people is saying the land that this pipe is going to go through is sacred to us, you can't argue that. And you should, as someone, say, oh, we shouldn't build here. Let's build around that because we don't want to go through your sacred lands. And that's just baffling to me that they can hear that and be like, no, that's fine. Let's just do it anyway. Like, how can anyone possibly do that?
No, I mean, the thing is, they never asked, they never notified.
Oh yeah, no, they didn't notify anyone else either.
Like, if the thing is, if they were gonna build like something like this in a neighborhood, mm-hmm. they would have to get like 15,000 signatures.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
They would have to get approval from everyone.
Absolutely, and of course no one would want it because NIMBY.
Yeah, exactly.
I want the cheap nuclear power, but I don't want to see the nuclear power plant.
Yeah, I don't want to actually. Yeah, let's not be real.
But no, that's what it is. If they had to go through some city or some neighborhood, they would have to get tons and tons of signatures, and they would have to get local government approval to do it. And here, no, it's like just whatever. And it's so infuriating. Like, I just can't figure out how. I get it. They're a company. They want to make money. Whatever. As an individual in that company, as someone who's shooting the beanbags at these protesters, like, how can you hear these things and see these things, and be like, yeah, this is fine. Like, I just don't get that. And it hurts to think about. But I'm hoping that the federal government steps in at some point and says, no, you all have to go home. You can't build here. So with Obama's few days left in office, I'm curious, because I know if Trump gets elected and that situation has been resolved, it's going to go bad, like way worse than it already has.
He won't get elected, and we already said that we weren't going to talk about him anymore. Enough of this shit.
He's appropriate to bring up in this situation. I'm just saying.
No, he's not. It's over.
Yes, he is.
Nope.
Okay. I don't think you saw the rally that I saw.
Nope.
Okay, regardless if you want to think that he's not going to, there's a chance. It's very small, but it exists. Yep. Hey, they said there was a 99% chance that Hillary was going to win Michigan, and Bernie won it. So I don't want to hear it. Yep. I'm just saying, if he does get elected, it's going to end very, very poorly. I'm pretty sure all those Native Americans are going to be killed.
I don't know. I feel like we've done enough here.
Well, I don't know. I just hope the situation gets resolved before it gets worse. I doubt it, but it'd be nice if it did. Anyway, you had said, OA, that there were some new animes that you was watching. Well, you don't want to talk about it. We got to move on, guy.
Well, I don't. Just okay.
You said you didn't want to talk about it anymore, so we're moving on.
Yeah, I know. Okay.
You're the one that made the segue awkward.
Sure, I did this.
You didn't want to talk about it anymore, guy.
All right. So, we shall go from the political to the crazy.
Same thing.
Well, one anime I started watching has been going on for a while, and it's like your slice of life anime called Ace of the Diamond.
I'm going to assume,
Yes.
knowing nothing about this show,
Okay.
it's something to do with poker.
No.
Damn.
It's everything to do with baseball.
What is my next guess?
It's about baseball. Let me read you the description from Crunchyroll. I want to pitch to that mitt again. A meeting with catcher Kazuya Miyuki changed the 15-year-old Eijun Sawamura's life. He said goodbye to all his friends and knocked upon the door of Seido, a prestigious baseball school intent on testing his own strength. There, he met many proud baseball players who were betting everything on the sport. A classic tale, yet new and fresh. All the emotion and excitement of popular baseball manga is at last coming to television in the form of an anime. And there's actually 2 seasons so far.
Not terribly surprised that there are 2 seasons.
It's an actively running show, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm enjoying it.
Well, I'm curious though. Like, so the main character, whose name I've already forgotten.
His name is Eijun.
Eijun. So he goes to this prestigious baseball academy.
Essentially, it's a high school. It's a high school that has a really, 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 really good baseball team.
Well, no, I get that, but I'm. So he goes to this baseball school.
Yes.
And there are professional baseball players going to this school.
No, they're trying to be. They're all high schoolers, but they're like intent on playing in the pros. Think of the baseball academies in like the Dominican Republic and stuff like that.
Gotcha. Okay.
Only this high school is also an actual high school, so local kids go there trying to make the team, but also there's girls that go there who honestly they've only shown like from my understanding there's only 4 women that go to that school and they're all equipment managers. So
right, they have a high important position in that team. But no, the way that sounded, I thought there were like actual like pro baseball players like wandering around this school, and I was very confused.
No, but the coach of the team, he turned down a pro contract so he could pay his debt back to high school baseball. He's a graduate.
I'm not 100% sure that's why he actually wanted to do
that. he could have been an excellent ace pitcher in the major leagues. They don't mention if they mean like Major Leagues America or Major Leagues Japan. But he turned down big pro contracts so he could be a high school coach.
So he turned down a ton of money, I assume a ton of money, in a pro contract so he can spend his time coaching nubile young boys.
Yeah.
Is his name in the show perchance Jerry Sandusky?
No, it's not.
Okay.
But that's gross. Ew.
I didn't say it wasn't gross.
Dare you?
It is gross. It's terrible. I just want to make sure that this is a family-friendly anime because we are a family-friendly show.
This is family-friendly. I am enjoying it. It's full of like that sort of Japanese enthusiasm where everyone's doing their very best. And everyone's training very hard, and they will get there through sheer will and blood, sweat, and tears. Hooray!
And then they feel immense shame when they are ultimately defeated by the other team.
Yes, but you don't let it really get you down because it's about the next challenge, Kenny.
Good. I like
Honestly,
those.
I would be a much better person if I grew up in Japan. Like this is all this is all just like charging you to like be your very best all the time. Every show is about that. Like someone who's like middle of the road and okay, but through gutsy determination, he is the best ever.
I feel like I would be a much better person if I grew up in an anime.
I don't know if I'd be. I know I wouldn't be a better person.
Well, it depends on the anime.
Depends on the anime.
Like this anime, growing up as a high school baseball player, I could see that being okay.
I could see that being pretty.
Growing up in an anime like Cowboy Bebop, I don't see that ending very well for me.
Like it's funny and it's good and like I like baseball, so I'm enjoying it.
Baseball is pretty awesome.
And I haven't watched many slice of life animes because even if they are like based in reality, they're still kind of ridiculous. Like
that's
like my favorite slice of life anime is Initial D, which is a ridiculous show. It's like
absolutely
in the best possible ways. I love that show so much, including all the bad like 90s J-pop,
It's-
dance, techno.
I don't think there's a good 90s J-pop in that show.
No, it's all good, Kenny. I think that's what you meant to say was there's only good.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Sure.
Driving in the 90s.
All I can think of is that South Park anime intro they did.
Pretty much. That was it. So there is kind of ridiculous, but whatever. It's funny.
That's fine. I dig it.
But on the topic of I think we mentioned anime. Like there's inappropriate family-friendly animes or not family-friendly animes.
Yeah, like the one you were mentioning about the four people they're in basically in an RPG game.
Yeah.
The some of the outfits just don't make sense, but they're the usual RPG fare.
This is the exact opposite of that spectrum. Where this one I've only watched. There's only 3 episodes that I can watch.
So is it like on the spectrum of like Akira, a lot of death and.
No. I mean, it's like, excuse me. So you take that occasional fan service from that. I think it was called Grimgar, Ash of Grimgar, or something like that.
That sounds familiar.
But it takes that to the super extreme, where this show is just all fan service, 100% unabashedly fan service.
Do they try and hide it at all, or they're just like, no, we're totally
not the slightest. It's
nice.
Here we go. It's called Keijo, with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 exclamation points after that.
Wow, that's. I'm not gonna lie. I'm
subtitle.
I'm excited already.
The subtitle in the anime title is the actual Japanese script and logo. Rather, it says Keijo Hip Whip Girl.
Okay, so. Okay, so before you go into this, I'm gonna shoot from the hip here.
Okay.
See how close I can get to what this show is about.
Lay it on me. I want to hear it.
It's Keijo Hip Whip Girl.
Keijo Hip Whip Girl.
Okay, so
actually, it's more like Keijo
Hip Whip Girl. So I'm gonna take a stab in the dark here. This anime is about a girl named Keijo.
No.
I'm not done yet.
Go on.
A girl named Keijo who, for whatever reason, went through a tragic accident and now has a hip grafted to her hip, or whip grafted to her hip, and uses it to fight off the demons in what is most likely a very scantily clad and useless armor set.
No. Well,
damn.
Although
was I in the ballpark?
You're kind of in the ballpark, but there's no demons, but there is scantily clad. Here we go. Okay. I've watched 3 episodes of this. There's only 4 on Crunchyroll. This isn't a show that's actively running right now in Japan. I can't watch the 4th one yet because I'm not a pro member, the premium member of Crunchyroll. So I can't watch the live.
Perhaps Crunchyroll likes the show. They'd like to sponsor us.
I mean, come on, guys. Seriously.
Crunchyroll. I hear it's a great program. I use it all the time.
Okay, so Nozomi Kaminashi is a fantastic gymnast, and in order to help her family out of poverty, has decided instead to become a competitor in the new women-only sport, Keijo. A lucrative endeavor, Keijo is a popular gambling sport where female players stand on floating platform on the water and must push other players off by using only breasts and buttocks. Will Nozomi be able to make it big in the world of Keijo?
So I was close. Well, okay, I have some criticisms.
Okay.
I don't understand what hips or whips. Actually, no. Okay, I don't understand what whips have to do with this. I understand what
she's able to. She uses her gymnastic abilities to do the.
Is she like a ribbon dancer?
No, like a floor gymnast, like doing.
Yeah, does she use like a ribbon when she does her floor gymnastics? Okay.
No, but it's like the platforms that they're on, they have like these weird, it's weird because they seem pretty small.
Mm-hmm.
But then they show her doing like her cartwheels and stuff like that. I'm like, wow, suddenly this is like 10 feet long. Whatever. But she uses that twisting motion in the air to really whip her butt around to knock people off.
Mm-hmm. So it is essentially. Now let's see if I can pinpoint this. Mm-hmm. It is essentially a hybrid of Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball and Takeshi's Castle.
Yeah, it's that thing that mini game in Dead or Alive Beach Volleyball apparently is a thing in Japan,
Hmm.
and this show, this show is about it essentially. Like it's decided that it's a real thing. Uh, uh, I mean, it is not female friendly in any way.
Oh no, I would not expect.
This is totally for. I don't know why I was fascinated. I don't know why I'm watching this show.
We can't say that entirely. I'm sure there's some females out there who are totally into it.
Oh, that's true. That's fair.
But it's not for the not typical. It's for the general female demographic.
This is not for intelligent watching.
No.
This is.
This is turn your brain off media.
I can't even say it's very good. Like it's just I'm sitting there watching this like, how does this exist? I mean, the third episode is entitled Vacuum Butt Cannon.
Okay, I'm gonna. So you're seeing this episode? Yes.
I've seen it.
Okay, so vacuum butt cannon. I'm gonna take a stab at this and see how correct I am. Vacuum butt cannon. I'm going to assume has something to do with during this was it Kaijo? It's called Kaijo. During this Kaijo fight, are they fights? I don't know how to.
They call them races.
Okay.
Even though they're not racing.
Get the heart racing.
And the platforms they race on are called land. Like capital L. In the water. They're in a pool. And they're
Wouldn't it make more sense to call them islands?
No, they're land. And they're Kenny, you're being ridiculous.
Whoa, excuse me. Didn't mean to try and throw a wrench into things here.
But they're in a pool and so therefore they're wearing bathing suits. The pro players get like they talk about how the pro players get like special designers to like make super cute bikinis for them to
get like more bikini to wear.
Yeah, like less clothing.
Okay. Oh, so it's less bikini. Got it.
Which is sort of like the fantasy thing, where like the better the armor, I guess, the less it is. But
I never understood that.
But like all these girls right now in the show are at the academy.
Mm-hmm.
So
is this also the baseball academy?
No, they're out of high school, so they're 18 or up, and they're at this special academy that they're paying tuition for to become pro Keijo.
So if they're out of high school,
they're competing to become prize queens because you can make a lot of money doing this.
Yeah, I mean, I could see it making a lot of money doing that.
I could see that.
So they're out of high school. Are these like the students who didn't graduate on time? Like
no, these are graduate high school students. They are out and done with high school.
So they're okay. So they're college level students essentially. Well, what we would consider college.
Sure, they're like 18.
Well, they're post high school. Okay, so back to vacuum butt cannon.
Vacuum butt cannon. Go on.
Okay, I'm gonna take a stab in the dark. That during Keijo, it is a maneuver in which who's ever using the vacuum butt cannon will clench her buttocks onto the opponent and shoot her off the land.
No.
Damn. Was I in the ballpark?
What she does is she'll use like, I wish I knew more about gymnastics, but that shit where they do these really fast cartwheels and then like vault themselves in the air and spin around real fast.
So it's like a jetpack.
No, but like, so she's doing that. She's in the air. She's spinning around real fast, and then she uses the momentum from that spin to force her hips and butt out so fast that it shoots like this burst of air that slices through the air. And when she first does it accidentally, she of course slices off all the bathing suits of the people that are on the lake.
Of course.
And it's like Dragon Ball Z style.
So she is a mantis shrimp.
Yes, exactly. And they call it a vacuum butt cannon.
Makes sense. Well, and I assume like the mantis shrimp, when that maneuver is used, the immediate area around the blast, where the blast originates, heats to the temperature of the sun.
It's possible. The the classes they have too. Like they study astronomy.
Of course they do. Why would I have expected anything else?
And boobology.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, at least the astronomy one you can kind of get away with, but boobology?
Boobology.
Like, you couldn't have come up with, like, any other name for that?
The publisher's Warner Japan. Is that like a subsidiary of Warner Brothers?
I'm going to say yes.
Sure, knock it. It's from the same people who made JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
I have to see that. I heard good things about that.
Mob Psycho 100. Those are another.
I've not heard of that one.
That's another big one that's pretty popular right now. But so those are the two animes that I have been watching as of yesterday, to be honest with you, because it's fascinating. This one.
Well, I'm not going to lie. They both sound fascinating in different in their different ways.
Yes.
So I have to say, much like in the last episode, of these two animes, which do you think is closer to Lethal Weapon?
At this point,
if these animes were individuals, which one would be Riggs and which would be Murtaugh?
I don't want to do that.
Nope, we're already doing it.
I hate your stupid questions. Because they're so damn stupid.
Okay, Jeff, have you listened to anything we've done on the show?
No, I don't listen to the show.
Well, you don't know how low the bar is we have to clear.
Okay, so I should really, if you're going to keep asking this question, I should really watch Lethal Weapon again, because I haven't seen that movie in forever, let alone any of the other ones. And there's a TV show now.
I heard about that, yeah. Okay, I think that...
It's got one of the Wayans
I'll give you a...
it.
Is it Marlon?
I think it's Damon.
It might be Damon. I like the Wayans brothers. Well, I'll give you this description, then you can see. Murtaugh is the one who's always a day away from retirement, and he's just getting too old for this shit.
Too old for this shit.
And Riggs is the loose cannon cop on the edge with nothing left to lose.
Yes, playing by his own rules.
For my estimation,
okay,
between the two, I would say that was it Keijo? It's closer to Riggs because that one seems more on the edge with nothing left to lose.
Well, the thing is, both the main characters, the protagonists, they're very similar, actually.
Does he also use his butt to play baseball?
No. But they both have these natural abilities and talents, but they don't have any clue as to how to use them, or that they even have them really.
So it's like every anime ever.
Yes, and they both are have a goal to be the very best at their sport. He wants to be an ace pitcher. She wants to be a prize queen at Keijo.
So it's closer to Pokemon.
Oh, doesn't everything go back to Pokemon eventually?
It's true. No, actually, let's go back to Keijo because I'm curious. Okay. What is a prize queen?
A prize queen, because you can make a lot of money by getting first place in these races, in these matches, whatever. There's a lot of prize money attached to getting first. So if you get first a bunch, they label you a prize queen because you have lots of prizes and you are a queen, I guess.
Okay,
you're really good.
In the hierarchy of the prize monarchy, you assume you amass enough to become a queen.
Yes.
Got it. Okay.
Yes.
Interesting.
As a prize queen.
Yes, but I still say between the two, I still got to say Keijo's got to be closer to Riggs.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
Well, just the anime as a whole seems more loose cannon on the edge with nothing left to lose.
Okay.
And the baseball one, Ace on the Diamond, excuse me, seems more the straight-laced, no-nonsense anime of the two, where he is also a day away from retirement, and he is too old for this shit. That's my take from what you told me of these two animes.
Well, good.
So on the Lethal Weapon scale, that's where they would fall.
I'm glad you're on board, I guess.
I'm not gonna lie, they do sound pretty interesting. I will probably watch them at some point. Well, it's because I do love baseball. And
Ace of Diamond, excuse me, not of the Diamond.
Oh, they should have gone Ace of Spades and made it about poker, and then they could have used Motorhead.
There's probably a poker game. Poker. Actually, let me look through, because you can look up like I'm going to tell you all the anime available on Crunchyroll. That's the sports genre.
Mm-hmm.
So the top one is Ace of the Diamond.
I still have trouble calling poker a sport, though.
Yeah, whatever. Let's see here. We have Baby Steps, which is based on tennis.
Okay, so I'm going to take a stab at this. See
Okay.
how close I am. Baby Steps, anime about tennis. I'm going to assume it's about a plucky gal who is either fresh into high school or is in high school in some way, who has a real knack for tennis, but just has never had the opportunity to really develop her skills and hone it. So she joins the tennis team at the local high school, and has the mission, the desire to become state champion of her sport.
You are wrong.
Damn. Was I in the ballpark?
It's about tennis.
Close enough.
Baby Steps centers on an honor student named Eiichiro Maru.
Hey, I said she was a student. I got that.
That's a man.
Don't care. I still
who
got
becomes frustrated with his life and decides to join the tennis club. Because that's what you do when you're frustrated with your life.
Yep, I got the... Well, that's what I do when I'm frustrated. Give me a racket. I want to hit stuff.
Tell me if this sounds familiar. Despite lacking experience and physical strength, he utilizes his studious nature to develop a strategic approach to playing tennis.
That's kind of what I said.
Taking notes of his opponent's habits and tendencies, he is able to predict their next move before they even react. He also meets Natsu Takasaki, a beautiful girl with a passion for tennis. With her help, he aims to become a professional tennis player.
That's pretty much what I said.
There you go. I mean, that show has 50 episodes over 2 seasons thus far.
50?
Yeah.
Why?
That's the number 2 show. Let me see here. Next, we've got Chiha Yaifuru.
Go on.
So Chihaya Ayase has spent most of her life supporting her sister's model career. When she meets a boy named Arata Wataya, he thinks Chihaya has potential to become a great Karuta player. Now, I looked up Karuta. Let me look it up again.
Okay, I'm gonna go on a limb here.
Mm-hmm.
It's similar to Highlight.
No.
Damn.
Karuta is the name of a set of cards used at a card matching game in Japan.
So it's
a card game.
It's a memory game.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, he thinks as Chihaya dreams of becoming Japan's best Karuta player, she is soon separated from her Karuta playing friends. Now in high school, Chihaya still plays Karuta in the hope that she will one day meet her friends again.
She can't just call him up like, hey, what's up? Let's hang out. I don't.
So season 1 is I guess her excelling at Karuta.
Mm-hmm.
And season 2 is her trying to get her friends back after excelling. These are both 25 episode seasons.
Do phones not exist in this universe?
That is the 3rd most popular anime.
Why? The whole premise makes no sense. Just call them up, be like, hey, let's hang out. I don't.
In the sports section.
Very confused.
Next we have Eye Shield 21. This has 3 seasons.
Okay, Eye Shield 21. Okay, I'm gonna. Okay,
this
Eye
has
Shield
3
21.
seasons. The first season alone has 51 episodes.
Jesus Christ. Were they 20 minutes long? Anyway, okay, so Eye Shield. Okay,
They're all 20 minutes. Yeah.
So
there are 145 episodes of Eye Shield 21.
I'm gonna take a stab here.
Okay.
Eye Shield 21 is the story of a plucky Steve Jobs.
No.
Damn.
These are all sports anime.
Okay, the story of a plucky Steve Jobs who is trying to develop a technology to keep the sun out of his eyes when he's playing a sport.
Since he was a child, Sena had been bullied into running errands, which has given him superb speed, which the American football team captain wants as part of Eye Shield 21 Lightning Speed. That's everything. It's about American football.
That's what I said.
Sure. 140.
Okay, I was like 75% of the way there.
Let's see here. We have Free Iwatobi Swim Club, which looks like.
Okay, I'm gonna go out on a limb on this one.
Yuri.
It's about the golf club.
No.
Damn.
Is it called Yuri when it's a bunch of dudes who are probably a little gay together?
No, I think now if this serves, if I remember what our friends from high school told us, because we had friends that were really into this stuff. I don't know why. Yuri was I think Yuri was 2 women and Yaoi was 2 men.
Okay, Yaoi, that's right. I mean, I sent you the article. I'm assuming the link to the show page. Just look at the do me a favor and look at the show's like cover art.
Okay.
And you tell me what you think.
Okay. Let's see here. Let's see. Okay. What do I think? I think that dude on the left is sleeping with one of those other dudes.
It all seems like, whoa.
I do have to say, looking at this cover though, that kid on the bottom, he seems really stoked about whatever he's doing.
Quick kid on the bottom, all right.
Well, actually, it looks like the kid in the like wetsuit. I don't know what that is. I guess it's a wetsuit. It looks like he's using him as a surfboard. Yeah, he seems. They all seem. Actually, take it back. They all seem really stoked about everything.
Let's see here. So after that, just to speed things up, we have a volleyball anime, a boxing anime, a basketball anime, 2 sumo animes, 2 animes that are there's Saki and the Saki episode of Side A, which I'm confused about the title. But basically, those are the same sort of series about mahjong.
Well, that has to be interesting.
Slam Dunk, which is a basketball anime. TQ, which is about tennis, apparently occasionally. The Night in the Area is about soccer.
I got nothing on that one.
The Prince of Tennis 2, which is
about hockey somehow.
Yeah, about tennis. Then we have Walkure Romanzi, which is about jousting.
Okay, that I would legitimately like to watch.
Let's see here. I think this one's more fantasy related, or like it's definitely not takes place. It definitely doesn't take place in reality. Horses dashing gallantly, knights challenging their own limits. Magnificent heroic battles highlight the horseback lance sport of jousting.
Oh, I thought that was the title.
No. One of the many people fascinated by this sport, Mizuno Takahiro, acts as a Begleiter. They love using German.
Here, I will send me the word and I will try to pronounce it.
Well, it just says an assistant.
I'll try to pronounce the word. I'm curious now. Having taken some German, I am decent at pronouncing it.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, a Begleiter.
Begleiter. So he's an assistant to jousting knights. I don't know why they couldn't just call him a squire, but whatever. As he lives his rather tedious life at Winford Academy. This is the story of Takahiro and these female knights in their passionate noble battles. Now, you wouldn't know that was about women unless you saw the picture that they have above it.
Yeah, I would have assumed men.
Yeah.
Now the question though is,
here's a picture of that one as well.
Are they wearing bikinis or are they actually in armor?
They're in armor for the jousting, it would appear, but if you take a look at the picture, they wear the most impossibly short skirts ever outside.
Yeah, they do. I don't get why.
So that one's about jousting.
Somehow.
Only 2 more to go. We have one about wrestling, which is about women wrestling.
Pro wrestling or amateur wrestling?
Pro wrestling. This one actually has a pretty funny... As members of the nationally renowned idol group Sweet Diva, Hagiwara Sakura and Miyazawa Elena are both rivals and dear friends who recognize each other's talents. Then one day, during a TV filming, Elena gets into a fight with a professional wrestler, Kazuma Rio, and winds up hurt. To avenge her injured friend, Sakura strives for victory in the pro wrestling ring. What will Sakura find at the end of her battle? So that's diva pop idols turned wrestlers.
Well, that sounds enriching.
And then finally, the least popular of the sports animes on Crunchyroll.
What is the title? What is the title of the least popular anime on Crunchyroll in the entirety of the site?
Oh no, okay. Well, this is the least popular sports anime on Crunchyroll. which is the title of which is Yawamushi Pedal, and it's about bicycling.
Okay, I was going to say something about either racing or bicycling.
It's about bicycling.
The Lance Armstrong story.
So there you go. Like this is now Keijo led me to Ace of the Diamond, like the sports anime genre, and I read through all of these. And I'm like, I think Ace of the Diamond's for me. All the ones sound like I'm definitely not interested in the two Mahjong animes.
I don't know, man. You ever played Mahjong? Oh, that heats up.
I have played Mahjong once and I won.
I like that guy. Well, I will admit.
But I couldn't even to this day I could not tell you how to play Mahjong.
No, I'm only ever able to play it if it's like on a screen of some kind.
I need someone. No, not like the matching, not like matching Mahjong, like the computer game. That's just a matching game. I mean, like actual Mahjong.
Well, it's not just a matching game. You have to maneuver it in a certain way to make sure that you can take the block.
Yeah, but that's not really Mahjong.
Well, that's the only type I've seen.
It's not actually Mahjong.
Well, then I don't know why they would call it that.
I don't know either. It's kind of fucked up.
I'm gonna dispute your claim that it's not actually Mahjong.
It's not actually Mahjong. I've played actual Mahjong.
I'm going to dispute your claim that it's not actual Mahjong.
Okay, can you?
I'm not saying it's the only type of Mahjong.
Sure, buddy.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, that's cool.
Apparently on the AARP website, I can play Mahjong. according to the internet. I have to admit, I am actually curious about this night jousting anime.
There are 13 episodes.
I can breeze through that in a day.
You really could because it's just
Short, all that.
Yeah, it's just short.
Like their skirts, very short.
Hey! Zing!
I am curious about the cover of this particular anime because they're all they're all reaching their hand out at me, and I feel kind of uncomfortable.
Well, because the angle is so low, you must be looking at them from below, and
either that or they're all 47 feet tall.
And it looks like we have every like anime girl archetype represented. We have the incredibly beautiful long-haired, possibly stoic, busty girl. We have the cheerful. On the far right, we have the cheerful, like brunette.
Also busty brunette.
Also busty brunette. We have in the middle with the pink hair, no doubt the what do they call it? The childhood friend girl.
Yes.
Who's like she doesn't stand out, but because she's you have a history together, you probably have most of your. This will probably what the main character ends up with is the childhood friend girl.
That would be my guess.
And then we have, I think that it's pronounced Yandere. Anyway, the quiet, very small, and almost lolly-like character.
Yes, she does seem very, very quiet, very keeps to herself. I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that you're right about the pink-haired girl. She does become she gets into a relationship with the main character. I'm going to say that the blonde girl on the left initially starts out as resenting the main character.
Yeah, she looks like she looks like she'd be a bitch.
By thinking he's not good enough. And then at the end of the anime, ends up respecting him, and they become friends because he has proved himself. And the girl on the right with the brunette, she's very quirky, very spunky, and they become fast friends. She and the main character.
Oh,
and the character in the middle, the quiet one, I think he helps her bust out of her shell.
Can they have some bad news?
Oh, do they all die?
I don't know about that, but there's only 12 episodes, and the 12th episode was released like in December 2013.
Okay, so I might not get closure on this show then. You
will not. You only got 12 episodes to run through. Hate to tell you.
Well, I'll just have to bust through it, and then I'll have to give you my opinion in the next show.
It is being classified like one of its subclasses or tags is harem, which means that it's going to be full of beautiful women, one guy, and they're all sort of vying for his attention for no reason whatsoever because he has zero positive qualities.
Oh, it's one of those. Okay.
That is what I've noticed about harem animes.
Yeah, that seems to be the theme.
That is what's going on.
Well, I might not like it as much as that. But no, I'm gonna watch it, and I'm gonna give you a report on the next episode.
Good. I want a written and verbal report due Monday.
No. I'm gonna tell you about it for a few minutes on the next show. That's all you get out of me. But yeah, I think I don't know. Is that all she wrote?
Is that it for today on Anime Corner? Oh, I can describe. Look, we didn't cover what happened to me yesterday.
Oh, that's true. I did want to talk about that. So to bring up Stephanie to speed, you had a root canal.
Yes.
How did that go?
That
well, eh?
It was fun. I suppose. All right, so here's the skinny. I've had a bad tooth for quite some time.
Mm-hmm. I think you had mentioned this before at some point.
I've got an awful, this big gaping cavity in it, and it's not healthy to have.
Just like you yourself.
Yep.
Big
gaping cavity, or not healthy to have.
Either, both, really.
Either or. But I haven't had I haven't had the insurance or the money.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I either had the insurance but no money, or no insurance and no money. So
so really, money has been the big problem.
Yeah, money's been the biggest issue to get it fixed. So I finally do have both, kind of, because it's still expensive.
Yeah.
And I was gonna have it removed yesterday, the bad tooth, and I went in, and my dentist, my new dentist, because I've now seen him once. He's my dentist.
He's mine. I claim him.
I claim him. After talking about it for a bit and going over what my insurance will cover and give me some prices and stuff like that, we decided that we would try and save the tooth instead. I didn't think it was savable. I thought it was beyond reckoning at this point.
I would have thought so too, based on the way you had described it to me.
So what we ended up doing is so the first step is getting the root canal, which basically they basically open up the top of the tooth, like widen the hole, and then they scrape out the roots going into your gums. Like the tooth has the two little like spires that go down to your gums. So they scooped out with drills, and they drilled out all the shit that was in there because it was all infected, gross.
They essentially just outright kill the tooth, pretty much, don't they?
Yeah, the tooth is just, there's no nerve anymore. It's dead, technically, but it's still bone, so it can exist, right?
Much like us on the inside. It's just dead.
Yes, still dead.
Dead and full of bones.
Dead and full of bones. Chock full of bones and some goopy bits. And so, like, from being, though, I had to look it up on YouTube to see what the actual procedure is like, because, like, having it done to you and not really know what's going on
sounds horrifying.
It's very strange. First off, it did not hurt at all.
I was actually curious about that because, I mean, you've all heard the horror stories of the root canal.
I don't know if things have changed, because even, like, one of the first YouTube videos I showed that they showed, this woman was, like, screaming every time that they put the thing near her. So I don't know if she was just scared.
I think she might just have a fear of the dentist.
Maybe, yeah. Oh, I'm afraid of the dentist too, clearly, but but you know, whatever. Like, then I was very well numbed.
Or maybe just a fear of, like, sharp objects in her mouth. I don't know.
Maybe. I was super well numbed up. I couldn't feel half my face for like 3 hours after the procedure.
Nice. I guess you did good Novocaine.
Yeah, really. Which is weird because like when you know how you run your tongue along the back of your teeth, like I could run my tongue over the left side of my teeth, and then once I moved to the right, it just felt like I was in a void, like I had lost all teeth there.
Like your fucking jaw just fell off there.
Yeah, it was just gone. I was like, oh god. So anyway, yeah. So like, they put a little napkin on you, and then they put goggles on you.
Oh god.
Because there will be, because you know,
in case there's shrapnel that flies hits you in the eye.
Those in the first 3 rows will get wet.
I know I'm getting wet.
And then like, and then like they bring out the first drill, and it's just, he's like, okay, there's gonna be some noise, and then it's just like the most awful grinding noise you've ever heard in your life. And you can't feel anything, but you know it's your tooth, you know. Yeah. And then like what hit me most though was the smells.
Go on.
So I don't know if you've ever experienced this.
I've never gotten a root canal. I've had cavities filled, but that's the most extent I've had of stuff with my teeth. Your teeth are essentially bone, and there's a certain like smoky smell that happens when you grind a bone away. Go on.
So that was the first thing. It smelled like there was a little bit of like smoke rising, which is
nice.
Bone dust.
Probably.
I've
got to cool these tools down.
And then he stopped, and they were moving too quickly for me to really see what was going on. But like, I could tell they were using tweezers to like pick out the broken bits they had just shattered off me.
Now, when he stopped, did at any point he go, "Oh, that's not good"?
That's what I was waiting for every time. Oh, but no,
I
apparently
don't think it's supposed to look that way.
Overall, everything went really well.
Nice.
But anyway, he then like as soon as the tooth got cracked open, essentially the next smell I had was like this
rotten
awful
flesh of some kind.
Pretty much, it was just rotten. It was disgusting. It was the worst smell. Like oh, that's coming out of my mouth. I felt so self-conscious.
That's me.
Yeah, because these two people are standing over me, and the only time anybody's this close to me is when they're making out with me. So,
or they're trying to rip my jaw apart.
Yeah, exactly. So, so the smell was pretty bad, and I felt terrible about it. Also,
I used to feel that way with like dentists and doctors and stuff, but I'm also like they're in this profession; they've seen a lot worse shit than I have.
Yeah, I know, but still, like I wanted to be like I couldn't say anything because but but like in my head, I try to say with my eyes, like I am so sorry.
Just had those watery, pleading eyes. I'm
Don't
sorry.
judge me.
I'm sorry, son. I've already started judging you. It's too late now.
And then, like they finish, like they use file drills like of varying sizes as they go down, and every time they like came up, she had to wipe it off because there's like all that shit collected on it.
Yeah,
like just decayed bacteria, infected shit. And then they shove something in the roots after they cleared them out.
Makes
and
sense.
by shove, I mean like you can actually feel like the pressure. He's forcing my head down as he's like shoving that shit in, and then they put a temporary filling over it.
Okay.
At the end of it, which feels kind of weird because it's not like half my tooth has been ground away, so it's taller in the front than it is in the back.
Nice.
Which is weird feeling.
Yeah, it'll take a minute to get used to.
And it's temporary. It's not the actual filling. This one lasts 4 to 6 weeks.
Okay, so I'm assuming you have to go back then?
Yeah, in a week I'll be healed up and I'll go back to my regular dentist. I had to go to the endodontist for the root canal.
Whoa, fancy guy.
I know. He was also in the same complex, so it's not like I...
So you didn't go very far.
If I go, they walked me like around the corner, and I was like, you don't need to walk me, but okay, fine.
So, like, did they walk you to an office, and, like, the doctor you saw, like, kind of looked like your old dentist, but had, like, a fake mustache on?
He has, like, a secret underground passageway. No, definitely not. My endodontist was very much so a white guy, and my regular general dentist is very much so Asian
also a white guy. No.
Asian guy, which we've already established is the whitest of all the ethnicities that isn't white.
It's true.
God, fuck. I don't feel bad about that.
Yeah.
So, bottom line is, it hurts. It's the like it hurts to put pressure on it. Chewing, I have to chew on only one side, which is fine. I was kind of doing that anyway because of the big gaping hole in my mouth.
At least eventually you might be able to chew on both sides.
Yeah, eventually. I'm going to go back in. He's going to give me the real filling. I'm going to ask him if he's going to sort of build it up a little more.
I would assume that they're going to actually build up the tooth so it feels normal. I can't imagine they would leave it, like, half gone.
I know that they used resin and stuff like that, but, like, he was at one point just, like, taking his thumb and just, like, shoving that shit into the hole that was my...
in there!
Like, it's pretty, like, packing that thing in there, like, and I was like, oh, Jesus.
I don't like where this is going anymore.
That's probably where most of the pain comes from, because the area is kind of, like, bruised. Like, the gum line is kind of, like, bruised from all the force and stuff like that to get put into it.
I'm sure it has a hand in it.
So my mouth, like, this will heal up in like a week or so, and then I'm going back in to. They're going to call me on Monday to schedule a new appointment, and they're going to give me my real filling. The root canal was more money than I wanted to spend that day.
How much did it end up costing you with insurance and stuff?
My insurance covered most of it, 80% of it, but it still cost me $321.
Gross.
Yeah. Gross.
That's worse than the root canal.
But yeah, exactly. What are credit cards for, right? If not that. Fuck.
Destroying your credit, making it so that you're crying constantly.
Yes.
All the time.
I'm just more.
Just me? Is it just me?
Just more into debt now. I've decided that I'm gonna spend if not all, like most of my tax return on my credit card.
Probably not a bad idea.
Just so I can turn around and put like a plane ticket on that credit card.
There you go.
But whatever, we'll figure it out. I'll figure it out when I get there. when the time comes.
You got some time to think about it.
Got some time to think about it, and then I totally lost my train of thought. So yeah, I'm gonna go back in like a week or two, probably 2 weeks, and they're gonna give me the full on permanent filling. And later on, he wants to give me a crown, like he's saying, like, you know, that's good for a couple of years, but a crown would be best.
Jaunty hat.
A jaunty hat, a crown. No, the crown, the tooth would be much more permanent. A filling on this size of a rebuild. A filling isn't the most permanent thing. It'll probably last a couple of years. It's not as durable. But it'll buy me some time, because a crown's going to cost me will probably cost me, because the crown is only covered by like half. So out-of-pocket expenses on the crown will probably be on the cheap, like $600-$700.
Yeah, crowns, while a good option because they are more permanent, are fucking expensive.
Yes, so it was like, ooh, but the filling will cost me out-of-pocket like $70.
So it might be worth to do initially.
Yes.
Save up the money for the crown.
Yeah, wait for more money. Wait for my financial situation to get better over years.
You got a couple years. It'll be fine.
Yeah, I'll take care of it. But that's my jaw hurts, and not for the usual reasons.
My jaw hurts, and it hurts from the dentist.
He did mention that I have a powerful jaw. No, I was kidding.
Hey, son, you got a powerful jaw. If
I didn't know any better, you could hold this thing open for hours. And I was like,
So, hey, if you're not doing anything after this,
and then I really impressed him by reciting the preamble with my mouth open.
And then I really impressed him when I blew him.
You think I would get money off for that, but I guess you should have negotiated that.
No, actually, he made me pay him more. I didn't understand.
Yeah, I know, right? Fuck.
I really shouldn't have paid him more.
In any case, that was my experience of yesterday. I have antibiotics.
Nice, always good.
They make my pee smell funny, but it makes sense, because if they are killing bacteria, all that bacteria has to go somewhere.
And it goes in your pee.
It goes out your pee hole. They didn't give me any pain meds.
I'm sure you'll be fine.
Yeah, ibuprofen's perfectly fine. I've got a shit ton of that because, I'm me. Although I did, when it wore off last night, it did hurt enough to wake my ass up.
Oh, nice.
Like I must have bit down in my sleep or something like that, because all of a sudden I felt a very sharp pain on my newly rooted tooth. Oof. And I was like, ah! The normal dosage for ibuprofen is 200 milligrams. That's one tablet.
Mm-hmm.
They gave me this thing that said to take 600 milligrams. So now I'm taking 3 tablets every 6 hours of ibuprofen.
That sounds like fun.
Mm-hmm. So I downed 3 of those and tried to get back to sleep, and I did eventually.
Just pass right the fuck out.
I've got to take my antibiotics every 8 hours until they're gone. And it's gonna be an adventure. My mouth is not gonna feel good for like a good solid month. I wanted to try and get this done in time for Thanksgiving, though.
Well, I think you've got enough time. It's gonna suck though if it takes a month though, because your business is really gonna take a hit.
Oh, I know, my extra cash flow, which I'm gonna need now.
You're gonna. Oh, this is gonna be a bit of a struggle.
Yeah, right now the tooth itself is kind of jagged too, because he didn't do the cleanest, nicest job just packing that temporary thing in there.
Mm-hmm.
So there's definitely like a jagged edge to my tooth that's definitely going to cut on someone's dick if I try to blow him right now.
Wait, you gotta talk to that one guy who's really into that shit.
Yeah. It's like, hey, Kenny.
Yeah.
You're that one guy I know who's really into that shit.
Yeah, I want to feel that tooth on my dick. I want all the teeth. I like that joke because it implies that you blow me.
For money.
You still suck a dick, so and it's mine getting sucked, so everyone wins, really.
Everyone wins.
And that's the message, kids. Everyone wins with a blowjob if you pay for
it. Sure.
I think we should leave a message for the children, and I think that's an appropriate one.
So should we go out on that? I
think that should be our end note.
My teeth are disgusting, and I'm ashamed.
Well, you're normally ashamed, but for different reasons this time.
That's true. Also,
let's see. What did we learn? We learned that your mouth is disgusting, and you're ashamed.
Mm-hmm. I'm also ashamed of my anime choices.
Ashamed of your anime choices. I'm ashamed of my anime choices, especially because I'm going to watch that night thing.
You should watch Keijo while you're at it.
I probably will watch Cage because I really need to see what the fuck is going on with that damn thing. And I'm probably gonna watch the baseball one too, Ace of Diamonds.
Well, that one I'm actually enjoying.
that one sounds pretty cool, and I love baseball, so I think it might be right up my alley. We learned that the Bundy family is awful.
Not the cool Bundys.
Not the cool Bundys.
Not like Al Bundy.
Al
they're
Bundy,
awful,
Peg
but
Bundy.
they're also.
But they're pleasantly awful, and awful in a way that's funny.
They're awful, and they're also not real. They're fictional.
That's true. There's that dose of fiction that they bring to the table.
Mm-hmm.
We learned that we really still really don't like Native Americans as a country.
Yeah, we still really consider them second-class citizens,
which is just bizarre to me.
It's just fucking.
We also learned that voter fraud exists, and she's a Trump supporter, and that if you pay someone for a blowy, everyone wins.
Everyone wins.
I think those are good life lessons.
There you go, Stephanie.
There you go, Stephanie. So remember, next time, make sure you get money from him. Or don't. You do you, boo. You do you.
I think Matt told me that once. Like, what he used to.
Blow dudes for money?
No, the girl he dated before Emma, like in the long ago.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Nikki?
I think it's Nikki.
She, to like piss her off, he would toss her a quarter.
Oh yes.
Sex.
Oh, hilarious. She was none too pleased about that, but that's funny.
No, who cares?
Yeah, that's pretty much my thinking on the matter.
Who cares? It's funny.
That's how I feel about it.
Oh, good God.
Well, alrighty. On that note, hope you enjoy the show, everyone. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Hope you have a great Halloween. Stay safe. If you're gonna go out, dress all black. Go out at night.
Yeah.
And make sure and to make them feel comfortable, go in the stranger's house to get the candy.
Yeah. You don't want to
No, you don't want to inconvenience them. You got time. You're out all night, so have a seat. Get comfortable. Take the candy they offer, especially if it's unwrapped.
Yeah.
Because they did the work for you. You don't need to unwrap it now.
Exactly.
And if anyone gives you fruit, punch them.
Yeah.
Although, in all seriousness, I did get pretzels one year, and that was awesome.
Were they chocolate covered or just pretzels?
No, just a bag of pretzels, but I was so stoked about it.
Well, that's good, I guess.
Well, part of it is I love pretzels.
Oh, I love pretzels as well.
So I was like, oh, this is awesome.
I wish I could eat them right now.
You know what I should? I think I'm gonna go buy some pretzels.
Well, good.
Send you pictures of me eating them.
Fuck you.
Yes. Hope you enjoyed the show, everyone. Hope you enjoyed the show, Jeff. As always, like, subscribe. Please leave a comment. I don't care what it says at this point. Just leave us a comment. But yes, like, subscribe. Tell us what you think, and if there's anything cool out there you think would be good for us to talk about, leave it in the comments. We'll take a gander at it, and we'll talk about it on the show. Cool
because obviously.
No, we'll make it cool. That's how cool we are.
Oh, that's not what I was going for.
Nope.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm bringing the show up, Jeff.
Bringing it up, baby. Bringing it up.
Oh yeah, believe in the comments, and we'll discuss it. We'll give our opinion.
We believe in you.
No. Don't believe in yourself. Believe in me, who believes in you.
Bye.
All right, bye, everyone.